Game 1 of the World Series drew the lowest ratings for Game 1 of the World Series ever. In the history of televised World Series Game 1, this was the lowest recorded rating ever. Reports say that it drew 9.18 million viewers. Previous low was 2020 COVID season, 9.27 million viewers. Brad, I want to know what's going on while I look something up, okay?
Okay.
What do you think?
So there are a couple things I can think of, possibly. I wonder how much cord cutting has to do with this, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I'm sure that there are people who have cut the cord, and then instead of watching it at home, they're either going to a bar, going to a friend's house, or mooching off somebody else's cable or satellite subscription to watch on their Roku, Apple TV, whatever, right? Or pirating a feed somewhere online that's not tracked. And as Wes Mantooth says, those rating systems are flawed. They don't account for homes that have more than one TV in them.
That's right.
Let me know if you get that
accurate.
reference, by the way. So I do feel like it is a little bit skewed, and I feel like more than ever, we're getting people who are watching in different ways than just on their TV at home, right? Because I don't know, like I said, like even people who are streaming normally, like if somebody's logged into their DirecTV on their iPhone and they're watching that way, I don't know how that tracks, right?
Yeah.
So, or if you have somebody across the room who's logged into their own DirecTV or logged into the same DirecTV watching on an iPad, I don't know how that tracks. Are they tracking devices? Are they assuming number of viewers per screen? I don't know how that works, but I feel like it is more obscure now than it's ever been, and I think that has a lot to do with it. But on the other hand, I will say this about this World Series. I didn't think it was going to draw a lot because of who's in it.
Fair.
Nobody cares about the Diamondbacks outside of Arizona mostly, right? Out of the Southwest, nobody really cares about the Diamondbacks. And the Rangers, the Texas team that everybody loves to hate these days is the Astros. It probably would have been better, maybe, if the Astros had made it to the World Series and you had a villain to watch, rather than the Rangers, who are like a feel-good story. Oh, they've never won a World Series. They only like their second or third appearance, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and this is the Diamondbacks. It's their second appearance to the World Series. They've got one under their belt. See if they can get one again. Pull up Marlins and go 2-0 in the World Series,
Cinderella stories, yeah.
Yeah, right. But how many people are paying attention to that, especially the casual baseball fans? Like, oh, I don't care. The Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Braves, the Astros, they're not in it. I don't really care. Right. Football.
So I had a friend of the podcast by the name of Mike Farnes sent me a message, and he said, I don't think the world is ready for a Diamondbacks Rangers World Series. This was before the decisions were made at the end of the championship series. And so we talked about it a little bit, and basically he made those same arguments, and he made some other arguments that are much more pejorative, but I'll leave those for the text feed. Essentially, though, he said the same thing. He agrees with you. And Brad, do you know what the most watched Fall Classic has been?
Since ever?
Since ever. The most watched World Series. Not just Game 1, but the most watched World Series.
I would think probably 2001 had a lot to do with it. Was up there. I don't know if it's the most watched, but it's probably top 5.
I don't have that data. I do know that last year's series between the Astros and the Phillies came in at 12.02 million.
2 of the biggest cities in the country watching.
Right.
But and granted, DFW, highly populated. Phoenix, highly populated.
Also football season.
But I don't know how much people care about football in Phoenix right now.
That's true.
But also in Phoenix, though, you got a lot of Dodger fans.
That's true.
A lot of transplants.
So the most watched World Series since 2004 is 2016. The Cubs and the Indians. That's 23.4 million viewers.
Yeah, because the Cubs. There's Cubs fans everywhere, and there's a lot on the line for that history.
No doubt.